Kevin Wynn's disappearance. Kevin Wynn, 25, went missing in the early hours of December 9, 2018. His family reported that he was ejected from a bar called the Brass Rail on Broadway after an altercation, and that was the last time anyone saw or heard from him. Since then, family, friends, and even strangers have been hoping for news of his whereabouts. The following Sunday, nearly 150 volunteers and family members gathered at Lakeside Park to continue the search. They combed the banks of the St. Joseph and St. Mary's rivers, as well as the area around the Brass Rail. On Thursday, they discovered Kevin's broken glasses in the bar's parking lot. His family noted that Kevin had poor vision, making the discovery of his glasses a troubling sign. They believed he would struggle to navigate without them. Bar management informed the family that Kevin had entered the establishment 4 times on the night he went missing. Additionally, neighbors at an Arby's down the road provided 2 videos showing Kevin walking by the restaurant alone, one around 1:40 a.m. and the other around 2:45 a.m. While the Brass Rail shared their surveillance footage with detectives, 2 years have passed without any updates, leaving the family increasingly disheartened. Many speculate that Kevin may have broken his glasses and, unable to see, accidentally stumbled into the river and drowned. However, despite extensive searches, his body has never been found, which raises doubts about this theory. Michaela Lawrence's mysterious package. In 2002, 12-year-old Michaela Lawrence and her family received devastating news that her father had died in a car accident. His body was barely recognizable, leading the family to choose a closed casket funeral. A few weeks later, peculiar packages began arriving at the Lawrence home, each addressed to Michaela. The first package contained a decorative model of Big Ben, a piece her mother recognized from their home. A few weeks later, another package arrived, this time with an antique stopwatch from the 1950s. Although it no longer worked, it also seemed familiar to Michaela's mother. None of the packages disclosed the sender's identity. On Michaela's 13th birthday, a card arrived in the mail. It was a birthday card with Michaela's name written on it, but the handwriting was eerily familiar. It matched that of her presumed deceased father. The card was signed "Love, Mom and Dad," confirming her mother's suspicions that these items were possessions from their home. When her mother checked the safe in the bedroom closet, she found the combination mysteriously no longer worked, no matter how many times she tried. She reported the packages to the police, but they could only suggest installing a security system. To this day, the identity of the sender remains unknown. Frauke Lieb's disappearance. Frauke Liebs disappeared on June 20, 2006, in Paderborn, Germany. Her body was found nearly 4 months later, on October 4, 2006. The circumstances surrounding her disappearance are puzzling, especially since she reportedly contacted friends during the time she was missing. On the night of her disappearance, Frauke watched the Sweden-England match at the Old Triangle Irish pub. Her mother dropped her off around 9 p.m. After exchanging text messages with an acquaintance, her phone battery died. She borrowed a friend's battery, but returned it before leaving the bar around 11 p.m. With only about €5 on her, it is assumed she walked home, as her flat was about a mile away. No one saw her after she left the pub, and her flatmate Chris later confirmed she never arrived home. At 12:49 a.m., Frauke texted her roommate saying she would be back late. When she failed to show up for work the next day, her mother reported her missing. Over the next few days, Frauke contacted her roommate 5 times, but the calls were brief and vague. During the last call on June 27th, while Frauke's sister was present, she was asked if she was being held against her will. Frauke responded affirmatively but quickly corrected herself, saying no in a louder tone. After that, all contact ceased. Police later determined that Frauke's cell phone was active in various industrial zones of Paderborn during her calls, suggesting she was likely in a moving vehicle. The case remains unsolved. Jack Wheeler's mysterious death. Jack Wheeler held numerous important positions throughout his career, including chairman of the Vietnam Veterans Memorial Fund and senior planner for Amtrak. His community impact made his disappearance on December 28, 2010, after exiting an Amtrak train in Wilmington, Delaware. All the more shocking. Wheeler was last seen on December 30th at 10th and Orange Street in Wilmington. His body was discovered on December 31st by a landfill worker, having fallen onto a trash heap at the Cherry Island landfill. His death was ruled a homicide due to assault and blunt force trauma. Investigators determined that the garbage truck that collected his body had made stops at large commercial disposal bins in Newark, a few miles from Wheeler's home. Prior to his death, Wheeler was spotted several times. On December 29th, he was seen disoriented in the Newcastle County Courthouse parking garage, wearing only one shoe. He claimed his briefcase had been stolen and insisted he was not intoxicated, but the attendant was skeptical. It was later discovered that his car was parked in a different garage. This was the last CCTV footage of him. Later that day, Wheeler asked a pharmacist in Newcastle for a ride to Wilmington, but left the store after the pharmacist offered to call a cab. On December 30th, he was seen wandering various office buildings, appearing upset and refusing help from passers-by. His case remains unsolved: Brian Schaefer's mysterious disappearance. In 2006, Ohio State student Brian Schaefer entered a bar called the Ugly Tuna Saloon and never came out. Out with friends one night, he called his girlfriend around 10 p.m. to express his love for her. Shortly after, he was captured on camera entering the bar and was seen talking to two girls before returning inside. As closing time approached, Brian told his friends he was going to speak with the band. He walked away and was never seen again. The bar was not large, and the band members did not remember interacting with him. Additionally, security cameras did not capture him leaving the bar. An FBI agent specializing in facial recognition analyzed the footage but found no evidence of Brian exiting. Years later, while attending an Ohio State football game, the agent spotted someone who resembled Brian and approached him, only to discover it was Brian's brother. Brian's girlfriend called his cell phone daily for weeks, and while it initially went straight to voicemail, one night it rang 3 times before going to voicemail again. This anomaly remains unexplained. The most puzzling aspect of Brian's case is that the last footage captured him re-entering the bar, with no evidence of him leaving, leading to theories that he may never have exited at all. To this day, his whereabouts remain a mystery.